Are you tired of staring at your death pile and wondering why sales are slow? That stuff that you have in the corner is not just clutter. It's money just sitting there doing nothing. And the longer it sits, the more it kills your cash flow, momentum, and motivation. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 creative ways to turn that death pile into profit without overthinking it. But before I do that, let me explain how a video like this works for those of you that are new to the channel. If you probably clicked on a thumbnail or a title, and I'm going to give you that information first up front, I'm not going to make you wait. If you do decide to wait though, what I do in the latter part of the video is that I go into my eBay Everything store and I show you some sales so that you can see what is possible for you. In between those sales, I also answer questions and I talk about comments. So if you ever have something to say, leave it in the comments below. Now on to the topic at hand. Look, ignoring your death pile doesn't just take up space. It puts a stranglehold on your business. That big ass pile of unlisted inventory that you pass by all the time, that you look at all the time, is just tied up money and wasted opportunity. And you know what the funny part about that is that you already did the hard part, sourcing. But until it's listed or you get rid of it, it's just dragging your store down. And look, I get it. Most sellers get stuck because they're overwhelmed, they're burnt out, or they're just bored with the inventory. That's why it sits there. And that's also why this video is not some stop being lazy and just list it speech, which I love to do. I understand that we're all different and we all work in different ways, and tough love might not work for you. So this is why in this video, I'm going to give you 5 creative ways to get rid of that death pile that keeps staring at you from the corner. And so you don't lose your shit. Creative idea number 1, bundle it. I even have a video that's all about bundling, by the way, which I'm going to link below if you guys want to check it out. Bundling just means that you grab a bunch of items in the same category or similar look. It's just things that make sense together. And then you charge one price for them. And let me give you a couple of examples. Let's say that you have 5 graphic tees and 2 baggy jeans that all have the same look. 90s, maybe Y2K look, but they're not super expensive brands or brands that people are looking for. So what could you do? You put it together and call it streetwear pack. It makes sense, right? Because usually when somebody's looking for a certain look for a certain graphic tee, if they see that one tee, instead of selling them in singles, and if they see a whole pack of them, they're like, well, I can wear that and I can mix it with the baggy jean, or the third shirt that I can mix it with the other one, or they just buy it in bulk because they like the similar look. It makes sense. Another example would be for those of you that sell books. Let's say that you have books that have never sold. They're just sitting there, right, in the death pile. And you don't want to put them together because you're like, well, this book goes for $4, this one goes for $3, and it doesn't make sense, yet you bought them in the first place. So now what you could do is that you can do a summer reading lot or a summer reading bundle and do all the thrillers, all the action-packed ones, all the drama series, and so on and so forth. As long as they make sense together, people will buy them like that. Creative idea number 2, upcycle your inventory. Oddball items, things that are broken, things that are very old looking that nobody really wants, they can be turned into something useful instead of going to a dump site. And let me give you a couple of examples. Let's say that you bought a whole bunch of denim from Goodwill, from Facebook Marketplace, from somebody else, or you bought it by the pound. Okay, so you took out all the good stuff. You took pictures of them already and they're up in your store because you already know that each of those jeans or whatever denim you got is going to make you money. Great. The rest of it, you set it to the side, and this is how the death pile started. So what do? It's not good brands. Maybe they're all stained or they're all distressed, they're all torn. So what do you do with that? You can lot it up because somebody will want to buy that. And what do you call it? A denim distressed craft lot. Somebody will want to buy that so they can cut it up and make other things from that. Maybe they can make purses, shorts, shirts, whatever. If you guys have noticed something called patchwork, I mean, places like Brooks Brothers, they already make it in their factories, but people are now starting to make it more and more. They cut denim jeans into little squares and then they make clothing from it because it looks great. And again, it doesn't end up in the freaking dump site. It ends up in somebody else's home so that they can reuse it so we can stop being so damn wasteful. Another example is something that I do often, which is electronics. When I buy vintage electronics and I try them out, I go and test them and they don't work. So what do? I don't just throw them away. Sometimes what I do is that I take out the knobs and I take out maybe the interior, the guts of the electronic, especially when it's receivers. There's some that are they have so many different parts that are necessary for people that are repairing other ones. So what do? You put them as a lot. You ship them like that, as in for repair or lots for repair, and people will use them for that specifically. Creative idea number 3, make the grind a game. Listing doesn't have to suck. It doesn't have to be the worst thing to go and touch that death pile. It doesn't have to be an ordeal. It can actually be fun. You can make anything fun if you really think about it. And before I give you guys a couple of examples, let me say this. I know that some of you are going to say, that's cringy as fuck. Who does games of this? This is so stupid. That guy's so dumb. Well, you know what? You know what I think? If you have a problem with that death pile because it's still sitting there, I think that you should try something different. Why not? What is it going to hurt? You obviously can't do it yourself. You can't motivate yourself to do it to get your merchandise up so that you can sell it. So why not try something else? Just try it. And this is what you can try. And I've done this before. You can set a timer to remind you maybe at the top of the hour, at the bottom of the hour, whenever you want. But let's just say that the first 5 minutes of every hour for the next 5 hours, when the timer goes off, you have 5 minutes to go pick one thing, go clean it, go do whatever you want to it or whatever you need to do, and then take pictures of it. And then you can wait to list it later. That's fine. Because now that you have the photos, when you go and list all of your other product, you can just put that in there. So if you continue to do that, you get 5 products in that one day. And then if you continue to do that over time, guess what? No more death pile. What else can you do? Let me give you one of my favorite ones because I'm a gambler by heart. I love to play craps. All you need is a pair of dice and they cost you nothing. You can go get them at Walmart for like $2 or less probably. Once you have them, you grab some sticky notes. You label them 2 through 12 and then you go put them on items until you're done with all the sticky notes. So every item or each item that you haven't touched in a week or 2 or whatever is going to have a sticky note. Then you shoot some craps. Whatever number you shoot, that's the item that you're going to go get. I know that it sounds like, well, yeah, that just sounds simple and kind of stupid. Yeah, but when you gamify things, you tend to add a sort of energy that maybe if you weren't motivated before, maybe that'll motivate you to do it because now it's a game. Now it's more fun than just saying, shit, I got to go do that work that I don't want to do, but I have to go do it. So just try it. Maybe it'll work for you too. Creative idea number 4, flip it to a fellow reseller. What if you bought a storage locker or you bought something in bulk and you're buying by the pound and there's some things that don't fit into your niche. They don't fit into your categories, the categories that you want to work on. Why not sell it to somebody else? They get new merchandise or they get to not go sourcing for hours and they get good product and then you get to flip it fast for cash. Simple. And the cool thing is that you can do it locally through Facebook groups or maybe like a meetup or places that you know that people congregate. You can do that. Or you could also make reseller lots and put them on eBay or put them on your favorite platform. People are looking also for reseller lots because maybe somebody doesn't want to go and spend hours and hours and hours looking for merchandise. And finally, creative idea number 5, donate it and write it off. This is actually not a creative idea because I know that a lot of you are already doing this, but I decided to include it because this is just a big reminder that if you're not touching it, if you're not upcycling it, if you're not trying to sell it to somebody else, then just get rid of it. Get it out of your life. Donate it, write it off, and be done. And mind you, doing the write-off is great because, why pay more taxes when you don't have to, right? But a lot of the times when we donate things, it makes us feel good and you're actually helping somebody else. For example, if you donate it to your local church, if you guys go to church, you can always donate it to a church because they always have it. Let's say that it's clothing. They always have people that they can give that to that are in need. So maybe you can help somebody out that way too. And that's it, everybody. Those are the 5 creative ways of getting rid of your death pile. And let me say this. Death piles are not necessarily a failure. Death piles always have potential. They just need energy and direction. So look, if you're going to upcycle it, if you're going to sell it to another reseller, if you're going to donate it, whatever you decide to do, The key is to move your ass. Put energy into that death pile so you can get rid of it. Because that death pile is costing you motivation, it's costing you money, it's money just sitting there, and it's a big no-no. So instead of ignoring it, try the things that I just told you, the 5 creative ways to get rid of that death pile, and see what happens. And let me know in the comments below which strategy you will be using, or if you have a different one that we could all benefit from. If you like this info so far, don't forget to give this video a like, share this with anyone that needs to see it, and subscribe for more. All right, now time for the sales. Let's go to the back end right here. Before I get to the actual sales, I want to read this one. Well, this technically was a sale, but they sent me a buyer note. This goes out to whoever sent this and whoever bought it. It says, hi, I'm thoroughly enjoying binge watching your YouTube videos, learning a lot, having been an eBayer for 20 years ago. AI ChatGPT concept is an incredible time saver. Makes me want to start up again as a new retiree. Thanks for all your time and such valuable info. P.S. What do you do with your eBay photos in your cell? Are they auto uploaded to the cloud as backup, or do you delete them from your cell after you list that item? Thank you, Android user. Well, I'll tell you what. First, thank you very much for buying the product, for buying the Reselloupe, and helping out the business. Second, I don't keep any photos because that would be insane. I list so many products that I don't need them. I have never really wanted, or have never really needed to use the old photos for whatever reason. Again, if I do need to do something like that, if I need the photos again, it's like, oh shit, what happened to them? I got rid of them. What I do is that I just maximize my screen on here and I take a screenshot, and that works as a new photo, and it still works. So you can do it for an old listing that you already ended, or if something happens to your listing to where you need to get the photos again and make a new one for whatever reason. And if you don't have the photos, again, take the screenshot and it works just as well. I wanted to go over this right now too, because look, it says at Charles McComas RK50G, he is referencing 3 eBay offer mistakes. It says, I enjoy your videos. I watch them all the time. Thank you very much. I've been learning so much from your videos. I'm fairly new to eBay, but you're helping a lot with the information. I'm glad that I am able to be of service. I just want to thank you. Well, you're very welcome. And then it says, I'm wondering what your Reselloupe does, or what it is and what it does. So because of that, and because of all the other people that have been asking me, I guess I'm not being clear because it's very short when I talk about the Reselloupe, unless you've been following me for a while. So if you're new, you won't know. So I am shooting a new ad video for my product, and I'm also going to be shooting a new how-to. So stay tuned for that. I'm hoping that you guys like it, and I'm hoping that you guys don't just skip it because, I already have the Reselloupe. It's just, it's part of the process, it's part of the work, and it's part of the business. Okay, let's go to the first sale. Grateful Dead Lightning Skull logo hat. This is retail arbitrage. If you notice, I did pay up for this. They're $10, brand new. Sold for $29.97 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $19.87. So $10 or $9.87 in profit. Remember, for those of you that don't, or that haven't watched me for a while, or you don't, or this is your first time on the channel, I have a rule of a 30% margin when it comes to retail arbitrage. That means that if I spend $10, I need 13 back. So I need to make $3 in profit. If that is the case, then I'm going to do it every day, all the time, because this is replenishable. I think I'm sold out now, but this is replenishable and I can find these almost always. Next, this is one of my new products that I bought in Mexico. This is hand-blown glass stir sticks. They're dogs. So, people that love dogs like I do, we buy stuff that has dog theme all the time. Really, like all the time. So I buy these for about 90 cents. And actually, when I buy them in bulk, because this was a test, when I buy them in bulk, I'm probably going to get them for about 25 cents or so. So I bought these for 90 cents each. Let's call it $3 for easy math. Sold for $18.39 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $11.11. So $8.11 in profit. That is pretty damn good. So I put in $3 and I get $8.11. That's almost 3 times my money. And this is very replenishable because I can get all kinds of these. The dogs are the ones that sold first. I have another one that has little parrots, or it's an aviary theme. I also have some that have like, whatchamacallit, like cacti, or not cacti, but the little ones. My goodness, I always forget. I always, my brain just trips out sometimes. Anyways, the little ones, the little cacti that you can put in the little small planters. If I remember, I'll tell you right now. Jesus Christ. So if not, leave it in the comments below and correct me because I'm an idiot sometimes and I forget. All right, next comment or question. This goes out to at Zibalba17N. They are referencing Work Less, Sell More, my batching blueprint for eBay efficiency. Says, thanks for your videos. This one really helps for increasing productivity and efficiency. I just listened to a recent video of yours in the car yesterday where you brought up analysis paralysis as a hindrance for many who haven't yet started their stores. Yes, you analyze everything and you want everything to be 100% before you invest time and money into anything. And life doesn't work that way. Just dive in and then learn as you go. As an analyst in my main 40-hour day job, I had to stop and tell myself that's definitely me. Because, and especially as an analyst, you analyze and analyze and analyze all the time, and I get it. And sometimes it's good to analyze, but I have gotten further in my life by doing, not by analyzing, not by talking, not by communicating with somebody else and making all these plans. The times that I have been ultra successful in my life, it's because I put in energy and I did something about it, whatever that case may be. Whether it was when I was in sales, working for somebody else, or for myself, once I do something and I put energy towards it, it just helps so much more. So starting with your advice and making small goals to eliminate that, great. Appreciate your logical and sound advice from experience and the time you take away from your life and business to publish this content. Man, I really want to say thank you, a big, huge thanks, because most people don't understand what people like us on YouTube go through. It is not easy and it is time consuming to make this content. It's not like I'm just picking up a phone and just talking out of my ass, you know. This is all thought out and it has a process. In fact, you know what? I just solidified the process yesterday. I have it up here, but I think I threw my first iteration into the garbage. Hold on. You know what? I'm just going to read it up there. This is what I do pretty much with almost every single video that I put out. I locate or I point out whatever problem that we're going to be talking about, anything that's plaguing the community or anything that's plaguing resellers or, you know, whatever I'm discussing in that video. Then I go to the impact. What impact is it having on you? How is it losing you money? How is it making you money? And so on and so forth. So the impact. Then the reason. What is the reasoning behind it? What is the reasoning behind the impact, behind the problem? Like why these things happen? Then I go into the solution. And of course, why? Because Resolutions gives you real solutions. So I go into the solution and then usually, not all the time, but most of the time, I give you practical examples that you can use in real life. And that's it. And that is what I go through when I look at my videos. And this is why I think most people, when they watch them, they're like, oh shit, I'm watching the video. It's great. It's straight into the point and it has a flow. I'm not just sitting here wasting your time. So thank you very much for that at Zibalba. Many thanks from Texas. So this person is from Texas too. Next sale. Here we go. Babyless Pro Nano Titanium. Great freaking flat irons. If you ever see it, buy it. They will always sell. I've never not sold one of these. I bought it for $3 and it was at a Goodwill half off day. Sold for $36.99, $8.99 shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $31.26. So $28 in profit. Excellent profit margin. Make sure that they work because sometimes they do go bad. But these things work super well. I actually have one. I mean, I don't straighten my hair because I have fairly straight hair. Well, I have wavy hair, but I like the way my hair looks, but I have used it before when I need to straighten my hair out, and they work super well, and they get hot fast. They are a professional grade hairstyling tool. Next sale, here we have Under Armour hat cap strap back. So this is a strap back, not a snapback. So I bought it for $1, and I knew that this was a boring looking cap, but because of that deer, and I said, yep, a hunter or a camel wearing person is going to want it. Definitely sold for $21.97, free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $12.99, so $11.99 in profit, $12 in profit. Essentially, this is a great hat. Anything dealing with hunting, camo, things of the sort, it sells. Next question or comment. This goes out to at Surjan Sinjan Maskin. I don't know if I said that right. Well, if I didn't, sorry. They are referencing big changes coming to eBay clothing sellers in 2025. Says, as a private seller on eBay UK, I cannot find option variation. Can someone help? Okay, I don't know what's going on, but I can tell you that a lot of the times when variations are not found, it's two reasons. One, because the category doesn't allow the variation to be on there. It doesn't allow for variations. Or two, if you do a sold similar from somebody else, since how can I explain this? Since the listing is already kind of quote unquote started, it's not starting from scratch. So therefore it thinks that you're not going to do variations. That's what I have found in the past, and check that before anything else. If you guys want to know how to do variations, if you're stuck or if you don't know how to do them, I do have a video on variations, which I'm going to link below so you guys can check it out. And it is a how-to. I show you with a screen and everything. Next sale, okay, check these out. Wrangler Carpenter jean shorts. Man, who remembers these? These look so old school. I mean, they're not a huge thing anymore, but people do like them and they do sell them. And that look is coming back. So I bought these for $2 each and I did sell them as a lot. Remember, bundle, bundle, bundle for things that don't bring in too much money by themselves, like Wrangler, because you can find it now at Walmart. Put them together. Sold for $39.99 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $17.59. What did I say I paid? $2 each. So $13.59 in profit. This sold fast. I'm telling you, it sold super fast. And why the hell does it say $12.65 in shipping label? Shit, I just noticed that right now. That's a no-no. No, that something happened there. And you know what? Oh, man, good thing that I did this video because I hadn't even looked at that. So this shipped in a priority envelope, so it might have been me that I messed something up. But that should have been $8, and my profit should have been $22. Ah, damn it. Anyways, be careful when you're shipping. It might have been my mistake. You know, I know that a lot of people are like, oh my God, you know, he's got a YouTube channel. He's a big pro. And like, bro, I make mistakes all the time like everybody else, man. I'm not nothing special. It just, you know, it happens, and that sucks. And now I have to find out after this video, and I find out what happened. Next sale, here we have Affliction buckle cutoff shirt men's. Okay, Affliction does sell. Affliction would have brought me more money if I put it on Depop, but I'm not on Depop. I'm on eBay and Amazon and other places that I don't discuss. Not like my eBay Everything store is on eBay and Amazon and other things that I do with myself, with my life. But Depop is a good place to sell this. I bought this for $5, sold for $40 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $25.23. So $20 in profit. If you guys would see the back, it says Affliction. It had a huge, like a logo. So it was a real nice shirt. And I bought it at a flea market. It looked brand new. And I bought it at a flea market and it was great. Sold quick. Next question or comment. This goes out to at Patty D3735. She's referencing want reliable sales on eBay. Sell what's boring but necessary. This was a good one. I love my thumbnail. Sexy versus boring. And I told my girl, man, it took me forever because I had to look through all these legs until I found the perfect ones. She did not find that amusing. I thought it was hilarious. Okay, she says, I've blocked lowballers. They are nothing but trouble. You know, I get this question a lot. Like, Damien, do you block people? Yes, all the time. You don't have to be everything to everybody. Not everybody is your customer. Understand that. People that are ultra successful understand that not everybody's your customer. Don't be a greedy person like that. You don't have to sell to everybody. You just have to sell to your customer, to the right person that wants your product. And if you don't want to deal with lowballers, block them. It's fine. It's all good. There's more than enough people to sell to. Next sale. Here we have Ralph Lauren Black Duffel Bag Canvas. Okay, when I saw this, there was a bunch of people there and they're like, oh, I think they mistook it for a different type of bag. But this was a Polo Ralph Lauren bag that they use for cosmetics or for perfume or something. Like the tag said something inside. And I said, no, I knew that somebody's going to want this. And sure enough, they used it to travel because they sent me a note. So look, bought it for $2, sold for $34.99 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought it home $22.08. The one thing I got to say about bags like this, usually you got to be careful with the shipping because you essentially have to ship them flat because there's always like a thing at the bottom that's hard plastic so that it can stay straight so that it doesn't bundle up itself so that it looks flat. It looks like a nice bag, and you can't really fold that, because if you fold it, you're going to ruin the bag. So just be careful with that. Next, here we have Vintage Kids PC Game Learning Brain Bites. Okay, these were all learning games, but mostly they were like Christian games. They were also math games and spelling games, but a lot of it were like Bible stories, Christian themed. And I gotta say, they've always sold well for me, and I'll explain why right now after this. But look, I bought them for $2 for the whole thing. Sold for $29.94 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $15.92, so $13.92 in profit. And I have to say, for those of you that are not religious, that's fine. You don't have to be. I'm not religious either. But things that are especially Christian themed items, Christian themed CDs, learning, Bibles, things of the sort, they always sell. And I think that's what's happening now, is that a lot of kids or a lot of parents are keeping their kids at home because there's so much going on in our school systems that a lot of parents are not okay with. So there's a lot of homeschooling going on. And when you're homeschooled, you're not just learning math and science and whatever courses that you need to learn, right? You're also learning how to be as a human being, where your parents, like parents that are Christian, where their kids can get their morals and their values from. And a lot of people go to the Bible to do that. And I'm 100% okay with that. They teach great things, and I was brought up Catholic, so my mom taught us this from when we were born till when we were already, old enough to well, you make your own decisions, go to church if you want. That's totally up to you. But I just have to say that because I think that there is a big resurfacing of religion, because there's so much bad going on in the world right now that I think it's necessary, and people understand that it's necessary. And this is why a lot of parents are buying this. I do well with a lot of Bibles and a lot of CDs like this, learning CDs. They do well. So if you see them, pick them up. Next, here we have question or comment. Let's see. This goes out to at Chicken. I don't know. I'm not going to read that. You guys can read it. They are referencing want reliable sales on eBay, sell what's boring but necessary. This person said, I sold adult diapers from the thrift store sealed for like $250 in profit in one day. Or they laugh. I don't know if it's a she or he. I'm assuming it's a she. Now I always check that stuff. I have sold stuff like that also for sure for a lot of profit, because not everybody gets them free from the government, because a lot of it is on government assistance or hospice assistance and things of the sort. But not everybody does that, and not everybody has the luxury of that, so they have to buy them from somewhere. And if you can get them cheap, because a lot of that gets donated to churches, to Goodwills, Salvation Armies and stuff. If you can buy them for about $2 a pack, $3 maybe, depending on what it is or which brand they are, then you can make good money. And then at the bottom, this person, I wanted to put this on here, says, Christian Gutierrez says, no way, my stores have mountains of diapers that I have overlooked. Well, you really do got to do the comp sometimes, man. I'm telling you, the boring stuff makes money. You don't have to like it. You don't have to be like super excited about it. But if you want to make money, there you go. Next, here we go. Build-A-Bear Plush Bear Friends TV Show Black 16-inch Teddy stuffed. Okay, this was brand new, and I bought it for $1. And this was what I showed on last week's video. I used this as an example of my back and forth with somebody of when they were buying it. They were sending me offers and they were trying to, get it for nothing. And I'm like, no, man, this is brand new. You can't find these anymore. You can't find them at all. This is a collectible. I said, I know what I got, and I gave them a decent price. And it's like, I'm not trying to eye gouge you either, man. Come on. So anyways, here you go. Sold for $29, $5.99 shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $19.65, so $18.65 in profit. Not all Build-A-Bears make money, FYI. Especially if they're used, they're going to get less money. This was brand new, thankfully, but not all Build-A-Bears make money. So just make sure you do your comps, because then you're going to go crazy buying all these stuffed animals that take up a bunch of space, and then you can't sell them. Last but not least, this did not make me a lot of money, but I wanted to talk about this for one specific reason. Check this out. It says Cappuccino Vintage Navy Tie Men's Giant Food Golden Clasp on the back, and it's polyester. It's not silk. This, I got it because I thought it was. I didn't even look at the actual brand, but I saw Giant, so I picked it up, and I thought it was Giant, the mountain bike brand. But then I looked at the G and I said, "Man, that shit looks like it looks different." Anyways, still sold super fast for $14.99 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $6.90. Again, not a lot of profit, but I wanted to show this because it's not always about huge brands, and this is something that almost nobody would pick up because they would say, who the hell wants to pick up something that says Giant Food Company? It was probably given to a like an employee, and they're never going to use it. Well, yeah, but you have to think about this. Maybe somebody retired from that plant, and they were just grateful that they gave them a great career, that they had a great career. Maybe they just want it back. And this had a golden clasp. The golden clasp is it's an actual clasp that's golden on the back that holds the back of the tie, and you can also put stuff in it, like you can hold papers in it or whatever you want to hold. And the golden clasp is a big deal. So if you guys ever see this, check it out. All right. And that was it, everybody. Those were all the sales. And of course, I gave you the 5 creative ways to get rid of your damn death pile. Don't just say, oh, this is a great video, and then just forget about it. If the death pile is staring at you in the face, do something about it. It's just money that is sitting there. It's tied up. Even if you sell things at a loss, who cares? Get that cash flow back, reinvest it into higher sell-through rate items, and sell that. Think about it that way. The death pile is significant because it says a lot about you. And I'm not saying that you're a failure and then you're lazy, and no, but it does say a lot about you. It says a lot about who you are, what is important to you, how you're buying. Maybe you're making a lot of mistakes, and that's why the death pile keeps growing. And if you get rid of it, you can restart your brain, you can stay motivated, and you can keep pushing forward in your business. To continue supporting the channel, you can always send your thanks with the thanks button down below. You can buy the Reselloupe to add value to the photos you're already taking. Better photos means better sales, plain and simple. And you can become a member of the Resolutions Posse, which continues to grow. I think we're at 113 or 115 members. And thank you very much, guys, for all of you that are part of the Posse. And that way, if you do become part of the Posse, you get access to videos that no one else has access to. As always, give this video a like, share this with anyone that needs to see it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you don't miss awesome videos like this. See you in the next one. Peace and cheers, everybody. Woo! I really like talking about this, or I really like shooting this video and talking about this subject, because at one point I had death piles all the time. And now I don't have death piles. I have become very strict in what I do and how I run my business. And that has helped a ton because now I have more cash flow to invest it into product that I'm bringing over from Mexico, product that is replenishable, more retail arbitrage, product that has higher STR, and it just makes sense and it's making me more money. And of course, chinga tu madre, ran out of battery. Of course, the keyboard had to run out of battery right when I was starting the video. Todo pendejo.